of the teaching duo, candidly lifting the lid on what life is really like inside Britain's primary schools.
Yeah, following the success of the hugely popular podcast, brothers Adam and Lee Parkinson are back with a brand new book. This is your own time you're wasting. I mean,
so true.
It just resonates, doesn't it?
So many people, so many teachers actually said that to me. Yeah. And today, Lee, or Mr. P, as he's better known, is here to tell us all about it. Yeah, I was just saying, this is your own time you're wasting. Alison Hammond literally was said to me on a daily basis.
It's one of the go-to catchphrases. You start off as teaching. I'm never going to be one of those teachers that come out with one of those phrases. I say that more often than not. That's why we called it This Is Your Own Time You're Wasting, because the book is about education, but you don't actually learn anything. So it is your own time you're wasting.
Oh, I feel like I am. I'm not going to be wasting any time reading this. I am going to be reading it.
It's all based around the... Tell us the origins of the podcast.
Yeah. So I've been making sort of funny videos about life in the classroom for a few years and built up quite a loyal following. And so in 2018, we were on a family holiday in Florida and we were sat around the pool. And my brother Adam, who... unfortunately can't be here today, he's still in school, didn't want to miss his last day with his class. We were just talking about funny stories from the classroom, and I listened to a lot of podcasts, so I just thought, why not sit down, share our stories? And, yeah, 4 years later, second book released, we're just on the back of a live tour, finishing a live tour. And,
oh, well done.
Yeah.
Well done. And these are the submissions from people who actually listen to your podcast, is that right?
Yeah, so the first book was much more sort of, you know, giving you the inside outs of, you know, what goes on in a school, whereas this one is just the crazy, unbelievable stories that we've shared on the podcast and some we've kept for the book.
But kids are funny, though, aren't they? They are funny little creatures.
Oh,
what for you has been one of the funniest things you've ever seen?
Sometimes they're hilarious and sometimes they are so philosophical. So I always do a lesson around Proverbs where I teach the children about Proverbs.
Oh, that's the Bible? Well done. I like this.
I give them the beginning of a proverb, so people who live in glass houses, and I'll say, finish it off. And some of the stuff... They don't always quite grasp it. People live in glass houses have wooden windows. But sometimes... that one child came out with, beauty's in the eye of death. Right? And I said, Damien, go and sit down. No, I said, what do you mean by that? And this little girl, she went, well, you know when someone passes away, you tend to only remember the beautiful things about them.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh,
my God.
What a lovely thing.
You're crying, Mr. P. No, it's hay fever.
You must just destroy you, turn around to the whiteboard. You just work away.
Just read your books
so
quietly.
Poignant, though. Isn't that lovely?
Do you have a sweet spot in terms of age, like where the real pearls come out? Is it like the 5 to 7 or the 8?
Well, as primary, they're just so innocent. And some of the things that come out... What I love about primary school children as well is they're so innocent. Sometimes they try and pay you a compliment, but it turns out to be the worst insult you've had. So we have a feature on the podcast called Teacher Burns. And honestly, some of the things, like, I just love the way your grey hair shimmers in the sunlight. You're trying to pay you a compliment,
Thanks,
but just... yeah, thank you.
Do you have many teachers that get in touch with you on the podcast and just, like, share their experiences?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We've had some really funny ones. Some of the stories, like one in the book that I absolutely love is where there was a child come over from Brazil, I think, and didn't speak much English and had a bit of a bump on his head. So the teachers thought, we'll be proactive here. We'll use a Translate website to send a message to the parents. Put in the Translate website, your child's had a bump to the head, we've given them an ice pack. Within 2 minutes, the parents phoning up furious. And then when they put it back into the translator, it had come out with, your child has drowned. We've given him an ice pack.
Oh, my goodness. It's supposed to work for you, those Google Translate. Now, people who are fans of the first book, they're going to love this because there's some returning characters, isn't that right?
Absolutely, yeah.
We've got a Cockney John or something. Tell us about Cockney John.
Cockney John. Well, Cockney John is the first teacher that my brother Adam ever worked with. Yeah. And he is he's a brilliant teacher, don't get me wrong, but he's a bit of a renegade. Yeah. And when we wrote the first book and we shared some of his stories, we got the legal team from the publishers saying, are you sure you want to include... Because he comes across as a, unprofessional teacher who really doesn't like children. And then when we said to Cockney John, are you all right with this? He was like, yeah, bruv.
Is he just really big?
Oh, he's just hilarious. He just doesn't abide by the rules.
But sometimes they're the teachers that you remember. Yeah. They're the teachers that you're inspired by.
So
they're the teachers that you take into adult life and the lessons from. Are the ones that they teach you what they need to teach you, but they inspire you in some way, shape or form. I'll never forget Bob Hasty, who was this incredible teacher at our school.
Did you call him Bob?
No. But he was like when you left, he was like,
you found
Bob
out.
Hasty was a great So Mr. Hasty was amazing, and I never never forget one day, he was just looking after us and we started talking about, somehow, I don't know, but he ended up getting Paul Hayes to eat a bowl of cat food. We were like, what? And it was about choice or something like that. It was an RE lesson, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, and somehow cat food got involved. And the next thing I know, Mouse, my mate Paul, is just eating this whole bowl of... And his kids are going, what? But here I am on a sofa on television
Still
talking
remember
about it 30 years later.
Yeah.
And I'm getting into my career now where I've been teaching 14, 15 years. So my first class are getting to an age. And you know you've made an impact when I go to the KFC drive-thru and get a few extra hot wings from some of the children I used to work.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. I need to make something out of yourself. Go on, keep it going, come on.
What's been some of the best and worst things that have been, like, confiscated from...
Oh, well, this is... I've got... If I can give parents a piece of advice, right? Because we do show and tell in primary school.
Yeah.
Show where the children can bring in something from home or something they've achieved, and then tell where they'll tell something. Honestly, parents, if you've got a special drawer in the bedroom with certain types of toys...
Oh, my God.
Can we please put the locks... You would not believe the amount of stories we get sent. Like a child running around the playground with a big pink object, being Harry Potter, screaming, Expelliarmus, you know. And then there was one story where a certain object got found in a bag, so the parent had to phone... the teacher had to phone the parents. Parents denied all knowledge. It's not ours. Spoke to the child. Oh, another child gave it me. So another awkward phone call home about a certain object. No, it wasn't that. Turned out it was the child's grandma.
No!
It's hers.
It belonged to them?
Belonged to the grandma, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
What about reports? Because I had the worst reports. Literally, they just used to say I was very talkative.
To code the reports for us. It's interesting, isn't it? You speak in code, teachers.
Yeah, there are certain go-to phrases, you know. They're a very popular member of class, usually means... They don't shut up. No matter where I sit them in the class,
I got
they
that.
just talk. Yeah, I can imagine.
She's very popular.
Yeah. When they apply themselves, they are capable of some good work. They never apply themselves. Yeah.
Did you get that?
I wish them every success in the future. Cheerio. I'll be the same. See you later. Yeah.
Hasta la vista.
Lee, have you ever got in trouble for something that you've put on the podcast at all?
No, I mean, no, I don't think so. Well,
not so far.
Not till this goes out. No, and this is what's great, because the teachers who share the stories, it's all anonymous. So that's where we get
No one would ever know.
No one would know. But what's funny is just how universal some of the stories are. So if we've had one story about, you know, certain things or whatever, we've had probably 10, 15. And again, to parents, we know more about you than you'd like to think.
Well, yeah,
that tell side.
The kids are a reflection of the parents, though, aren't they?
Yeah. I always worry about this as a parent myself now. What secrets do they... Because they will tell teachers... Not that we probe or want to find out, but there was a funny one where a child was like, I've got a new stepdad called Gary. Another child in the class was like, is he blonde hair, plumber? And they're like, yeah. Oh, we had him. He's rubbish. We had him.
Absolutely brilliant. Lee, you're going to hang around today, aren't you? You're going to phone in today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, literally, if you've got, like, an anxious child who's moving into a new class in September, or you'd like some tips on what to buy a teacher maybe before the summer holidays, we'd love to hear from you. Anyone else you'd like to hear from?
Yeah, I mean, my children are leaving primary school tomorrow. It's their last day, so I'm experiencing that transition from primary to secondary.
You've got triplets, haven't you?
I have 11-year-old triplets, yeah. They're absolutely incredible. And it's just, it hits you different. You know, I've been through so many Year 6 children leaving school, but when you go through it as a parent, completely different perspective. Yeah. So any worries around that, I can try.
Or any funny stories.
Any funny stories as well.
Anecdotes you want to share.
We love all that.
Yeah. Give us a call for free. 08000 30 40 44. Download the Free This Morning app to get involved. Get in touch by 11:15, and you have to be 18 or over.
And we'll see you soon, Lee.